Right. Let's look at something a little lighter, huh? So classical liberal, well-renowned public speaker and clinical psychologist Jordan Peterson has been cast as himself to play the new Nazi villain Red Skull, which makes sense, doesn't it? By Marvel Comics and author Ta-Nehisi Coates himself, who is an activist, a woke cultist, and a champion of the racist critical race theory. So it shows where these cultural authoritarians' minds are at, where anything right of full-blown communism, I guess, is considered a Nazi, and shows an amazing lack of self-awareness to never even ask the question, are we the baddies? They, who are sowing the seeds of segregating society, again, introducing race-based policy like the Ivy League schools and Asians, differential punishments based on race and sex, basic racism and sexism, the constant Big Brother propaganda, promulgating communist and Marxist ideology to children and the weak, rioting to inflict political change or domestic terrorism, erasing history and instigating thought crime and 1984 speech bans. Whew. Making villains of those who believe in freedom and liberty, Western principles, because they are themselves authoritarian racists. So you see? Who want people to bow to their woke cult or face their wrath. While they are also diluting the term Nazi to meaninglessness, a significant and powerful term that we need. Projecting all their own biases out to everyone in the world, like that stupid woman who wrote the book White Fragility. The good guys. So in the comic, the Red Lobster can be seen with speech boxes saying 10 rules for life and chaos and order. Kind of his thing, leaving little doubt that in fact does represent and demonize the lovely man and his inspiring messages enjoyed by millions. A stark contrast to the number of people buying woke comics these days. An industry ruined by get woke, go broke, sadly. Now Jordan Peterson responded with shock and bewilderment, and I imagine a loss of hope and context that is complicated. Oh my, things are just complicated. A man who seems to be trying to walk the line of Jesus, literally, taking the problems of the world onto his shoulders, used the opportunity to jokingly promote his work, using the character of Red Skull and its symbology. See, social justice warriors are bankrupt of ideas. They have no understanding of the mythology of heroes or villains, and thus this is why all new cinema, literature, television is rated so low across the board. Except by themselves, who seem to be putting this media out not because you will enjoy it, but because it's good for you. Remember that. Remember that. Oh my goodness, as idiots say. This is a bombshell breaking story. Just when you thought you could go to bed, Project Veritas come flying in the room and start just wrecking up shit, man. They're just wrecking up shit. CNN technical director Charlie, trying to get some pussy Chester, has been filmed talking to a supposed Tinder date when really it was a Project Veritas spy recording everything on a secret camera. Oh, there were over 5 dates revealing the secrets of the biased media company CNN and their efforts to sway political voting and the mindset of a nation through, his term, propaganda. This time Trump, next time climate change. Now, big old swollen balls Charlie admitted everything that everyone already thought and could see with their own bloody eyes. That these MSM outlets never telling the full story, never reporting unbiased truth, and never being held accountable for trying to sway the political system and corrupt society with the cult of cultural woke ideology. With some of the most revealing statements from old Charlie swollen chestnuts being that they would show Biden in aviator shades and him moving around whenever he did, trying to paint him as a young geriatric. Hilarious. They were creating a fake narrative when it came to Trump's health. Remember that? Walking down a thing. But had no proof and were just basically trying to fling shit against the wall and see what stuck. He brags, look at what we did. We got Trump out. I'm 100% going to say it. And I 100% believe that if it wasn't for CNN, I don't know if Trump would have got voted out. For CNN, it was to get Trump out of office. Without saying, that's what it was. Using the term propaganda to describe the process. This is what he did. Next thing is going to be climate change. And Charlie, did I forget my condom Chester's response to the question if he thinks it's going to be a lot of fear surrounding the climate was yes. Yes, fear sells. Fear sells. So won't that be fun to look forward to? I mean, isn't it nice to hear a representative of the mainstream media tell the truth? Just tell the truth for once. See, it's eye-opening and refreshing. You know, news. So COVID passports, UK and the world, basically a social credit system or score, and it is coming somewhere near you and soon. US might be able to shrug it off because of a few wise men hundreds of years ago decided to write a bloody constitution. Shit. This is when political and corporate power structures combine to take away your freedoms and tell you how to live with government force to back it up. Forget your civil liberties and patient privacy entitlements. Your info is going to be on a stealable object employing a public medical app, open to data hacks if you worry about that sort of thing, and any other racket your data can make money out of. And this has sparked worries of people purposely, possibly, that's hard to say, getting COVID so they have antibodies in their system and can get the doctor's note that way. The passports have universally low approval rates across the board, except China. Strange. The anti-fascist mob seem totally fine with the level of government and corporate control where private medical data is surrendered to basically attend public functions. When the CDC is currently saying that even if you are vaccinated, you can't return to normal in any way, as it doesn't mean you can't spread the less than 0.03% lethal virus. So keep that mask on. Keep it right where it is.